I'm gonna trust you.
Thank you. You probably should. I feel like I know how this episode has to start with the grade A quote, hot girls have tummy issues.
You're right, they do.
Yeah, it's really funny because I remember, like, for the listeners, I'm still on vacation. I'm not even full 2 weeks into my vacation. Actually, I'm exactly 2 weeks into my vacation today. I arrived exactly 2 weeks ago.
I was on vacation.
I know, right? But like this whole time, I haven't had tummy issues, and I was like, wait a second, you know what it is? I'm not having 2 giant cups of coffee with milk in it every day.
You're also not around your mother.
Yes. So I was like, oh, that's why. And then I woke up and I had tummy issues today, and I was like, oh, fuck me. Right? I was like, what is the issue? Because I did have milk yesterday, because they're running low on milk, so I made tea and I put milk in it. Or not running low, their milk's about to expire at the end of this month, which is this week. So I was like, oh, I'll like use up some of the milk, right? But it's almond milk, so that doesn't fucking make sense. I've never had issues with almond milk. I realized we had pizza last night. It's all the fucking cheese on the pizza.
Are you lactose intolerant?
Yes, and I forget about it. And then I'm like, am I really lactose intolerant? And then this shit happens.
I feel like you've told me that before. I'm like, what are we on about?
Yeah.
So fun. Oh, fuck you, Google Docs and your Gemini shit. Fuck you and your AI.
Yes.
I was like, what is this diamond button?
Oh my god. I see the diamond button too because I'm also here. Hello, welcome to Official Flower Podcast. This is a stream of conscious podcast, very similar to how we talk to each other on a daily basis. I'm Flower, aka Rose. We already talked a shit ton about me. I was gonna, like, my whole intro was gonna be like this whole thing about, like, if you hear noises in the background, it's totally not my laundry upstairs, or the construction outside, or the cats running around. But then I tested this mic, because I did drag my absolutely crappy mic all the way across the country. And, fun fact, it's so bad that you can't hear any of that shit. That's how bad this mic is. So, I'm gonna have a fun time editing this.
You sound okay to me, but that doesn't mean anything.
Exactly.
Why am I nervous? Why am I nervy?
I thought I was hosting this episode.
You are, but I'm still nervy.
Okay. Do your...
I'm gonna be interrupting every 2 seconds, by the way.
Also, another fun fact for my wonderful co-host, the fish, of Fish and Flower Podcast fame, the Stingray, who I did try to buy a Stingray bookmark for, but they were sold out of this specific Stingray ones. Very sad.
Fish filming, if you ask me.
I know, right? This is their birthday episode. This goes up, what, is it the day before your birthday or the day after your birthday? I don't remember.
The day before.
Okay. It's like
birthday's on Saturday.
Yeah, it's the birthday episode. So...
I'm normal about this information.
Yeah, I noticed with the amount of pages and notes.
I forgot how many there is.
I'm gonna, like, leave the episode at, like, 1.5 times speed after I edit it, so it's not 6 hours long.
How are people gonna listen to that? Yeah, too fast.
Okay. You talk about yourself.
Wow, thanks. That's just me this whole episode. What are we on about?
Sure.
My name is Fish, aka Stingray, and I don't even know.
You don't even know?
I will be able to legally drink the day after this episode comes out, even though I don't like drinking. Woo!
I was gonna say, yeah, that thing you don't like to do, yeah.
There's nothing. What else can you do when you turn 21? Buy cigarettes and stuff like that. I don't want that either. Not the dead silence. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I was reading a thing because Storygraph's gonna be down tomorrow for 6 hours.
That's so sad!
For essential maintenance work. I get it. Listen, it's better than Goodreads, where I went to actually update stuff on Goodreads, and Goodreads wouldn't load at all. And I was like, fine, fuck you, and then didn't update Goodreads.
Well, that's Goodreads. Are we surprised?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Why does my screen time out so fast? I should fix that. Well, also looking at my tabs now that I have open, it's kind of funny, because I have the doc I have Spotify. I have a tab of Sims custom content that I may or may not want, even though I haven't opened The Sims in months. But I have
No.
just a Google, that says codependent definition.
Oh, wonderful,
This is
wonderful.
Libby, and I think that's hilarious.
Alright, I'm gonna get this shit going, because with this horrible mic, if it disconnects, we have to restart, which means I cannot move and bustle for this whole entire time.
Oh god.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to
Why
go pee in about 30 minutes. So, it's fine. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. I didn't bring the other one because the other one is bigger, so it wouldn't be able to fit in my carry-on, and also it doesn't work with laptops. That too. But it wouldn't have been able to fit in my carry-on, so then I would have to put it in my suitcase, and I didn't want to have to fucking worry about it in my suitcase.
That was so big if you ask me.
I know, right? Today's episode is The Wicker King by Ancrum. I did see that you put content warnings in here, which is very funny because my list of content warnings was just gonna be it's the fish's favorite book of all time. It's the fish's favorite book of all time. That's the content warnings.
Well, that covers like everything. So, because I'm unwell in my brain.
Blah blah blah, bunch of stuff about how happy birthday to you, Santa reference. God, I've been listening to so much Santa recently.
Me too.
It's very funny because Xana was here, like a week before I got here doing a show. And I was like, I hate my life. Like, how could she do this to me? And now she's in New York City. And I'm like, ah!
Yeah.
Right? You asking if you could have a quarter-life crisis at 21. You don't know. Maybe it's half-life crisis. Midlife crisis. Maybe it's a midlife crisis.
Half-life, that means I'll only live to 50, thanks.
Yeah. Let's go. Content warning. Swearing. Underage drug and alcohol use. Arson. Child neglect, mandated reported neglect, sexual scenes, jail and the police, subpar time period, accurate mental health services. Oh, I hate those. Anorexia. I forget this is like technically historical. Hospital stay, physical violence, codependency, severe depression, high stress reading experience, non-graphic BDSM, tattooing, a mental illness escalation. The fish did copy these from Ancrum's website, which I love for you.
Oh, she follows me on Twitter, and I'm in love with her, by the way. I thought you should know. Thought everyone should know.
I was gonna read.
What?
I was gonna read Icarus while I was here, but it's somebody already has it out at the library, so I guess that's not happening.
It's on Everend.
I know it's on Everend, but like, I also already have it on Libby, but I know I'm not gonna read it on Libby because I haven't been picking up my Kindle. I've been reading physical books only. Because if I have the opportunity to read physical books, I'm gonna fucking read all of them.
Real. Also, my other phone broke, and I haven't re-downloaded Twitter onto my other phone. It doesn't matter. You don't need the context. And honestly, I think it's actually helped me as a person to not.
It's almost like that's what I've been saying this whole fucking time. Every time you're on Twitter, I'm like, get the fuck off there. I feel like I have to mother you. I have to put parental controls on your phone so you can't go on Twitter for longer than 5 minutes a day. Like...
Well, some days I wouldn't get on there at all, and other days I'd be on there a lot, so I don't know.
I feel that.
Okay,
that's me with Tumblr. I'm not gonna go into the thing I was gonna start talking about. We don't need me to start talking about House of the Dragon. We're moving on.
Please, no.
I finished watching it. We don't need to do this anymore. Also, apparently the fish did cry or start tearing up at the title of the audiobook. So, or in the audiobook. Okay, in 1998, they were 13. What? How did I just pronounce 13? They were 13 the first time they broke into the toy factory. August always got mean when he was scared, and even though Jack's word was pretty much law, August fervently prayed they wouldn't go back and forget. What's the other Ancrum we read?
The Weight of the Star.
Yes, that we did an
And I've
episode
read
on.
that one, but you don't like Peter Pan, so no darling for you. Even though I think you would like it if you ignore the Peter Pan aspect.
See, I wouldn't be able to ignore the Peter Pan aspect because
I
I've
know.
like tried because like I've read the Katie Robert Peter Pan one, right? And like it's just in the back of my brain the whole time, and I can't enjoy myself the whole time because of it. So
If you
yeah,
could, you would be really. I think you'd really like it. But alas.
yeah. Anyways, Way of the Stars episode. We have an episode on it on the YouTube. If you're listening on YouTube, I will put it up above in the cards. If I remember to do that in approximately 1 week. So the majority of the book, besides flashbacks, takes place in late 2002, 2003. That's 20 years ago.
I was born while they were in the quote unquote asylum.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so mean.
I see that note. That is you coded.
I'd like you to know the 1998 part. I literally just that's word for word from the book. I didn't put the quotes on that.
I would let you know that I'm not going to read all these quotes you wrote down.
I will read them. It is
No.
important to me.
No! I'm going to cut them all out if you do that. We don't need this much.
You don't love me. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I hate you. You're my least favorite person. I say
I'm actually
laughing.
like I'm not fucking joking right now.
I'm laughing so hard because I can't say it with a straight face. We start with August in the ward breaking down some rules which are extremely accurate, even though this is based in the early 2000s. Mental health care. I don't remember. Do they have the grippy socks?
I don't know.
I want
Probably.
grippy socks.
Grippy socks have been hospital socks.
I want grippy socks.
You don't want to. No. I have some. You want some? We got 20 million pairs for the regular hospital and the loony bin.
Oh yes, send me some. I don't want to go into the loony bin, but I would like some grippy socks.
Oh my god.
I'm a normal person. We get August thinking about how if he could blame anyone, he could blame Jack. Jack has always been the more dominant one. No! And August rarely fights him on anything, setting up the base of their dynamic here.
There's key points that we're missing when we're not going over what I've written down. And you missed kind of my funny little notes, okay? God. Which for some reason, he was on suicide watch. And I said, yeah, August, strange, LOL. And you know what? They don't give letters to arsonists. And the delivery of that line, the setup for that, so cunty. Like, I'm sorry, what? Thank you.
Not that Xana was down at the bottom of this page. Thank you, Xana. Thank you for coming in for your cameo. We really appreciate it. We love how you could take time out of your busy schedule of your tour right now to do that. Jack and August don't hang out at school. Jack is sort of popular because he plays rugby. That's the gayest fucking sport there is, so that's fitting. August deals drugs for Dahlia and thinks his meticulous attention to his appearance helps keep him off the radar. Right? He's the sole provider for the family, just besides disability checks, and the occasional check from his absent father. Woo!
I'm in his dad's walls, for real. I'm in Jack's parents' walls, too.
His parents are divorced. August doesn't enjoy rugby, but goes to Jack's games anyways, which is the gayest thing I have heard.
I know. I'm sorry, I have to read this one for my mental health.
What mental
I didn't
health?
write down. Yeah. To fuck around in the grass, wrestle and run, that sort of thing. It was tradition. It made it all right if they didn't see each other during the day. It was worth people not knowing that they knew each other better than It was worth people not knowing that they knew each other better than anyone knew anyone. Some things are just meant to be private. Okay, you homosexual! Like.
Jack has a girlfriend named Carrie Ann. August loathes her. For some weird reason, that's not suspicious. That's not weird. That's not suspicious. That's not weird. Yeah, he's jealous.
I literally said, hear me out. I think beloved might be jealous, but doesn't know it yet. Just, like, hear me out. Like, hear me out. Like,
Yeah.
my beloved, hear me out, my beloved.
So August's mother is severely depressed, and she stays in the basement watching game shows. Stop moving your goddamn cursor around. He's been taking care of himself by himself since his parents divorced, which triggered his mother's depression. Also, August started taking care of Jack not that very long after that because his parents traveled for work, leaving Jack alone for long stretches of time. Yummy, child abuse and neglect. Every adult in this book could go fuck themselves. Why did you
Also,
say yummy?
It helps when I go through like that. It like if I try to scroll, it's weird and it fucks up. So this is the easiest way for me to get through the document without being behind. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Jack makes August go to a poetry reading to get Jack's library card back from Rena Medina. He just knows August will like her. Guess what he does?
He embarrasses himself, and I love him for that. I love him. I love him. Oh, I love him.
A few sentences about the rhyming of her name.
Quote,
stuff
the
about
ass random narrator poetry shit thing. I don't fucking know. I also love the way he describes her.
There's some stuff where she's mean, and yeah.
Hear me out. I think he likes mean boys too. LOL.
We meet Gordy, who is August's ex-girlfriend. They're just friends. The rest of his friends are introduced, including Alex, an uptight geek who's actually really sweet. Peter and Roger, the twins. I think their mother is a psychologist or something like that, right? And Peter is pretty sweet, and Roger is chill. Jack saw Rena going to work and is now trying to convince August to go with him to see her. And August is like, no, you don't fuck with people when they're at work. And that's kind of weird. I think she works at like a diner or something.
Yeah.
And he's all like, I don't care about like what they wear and where they work. That's their business. Jack leaving August's lunch table and shooting finger guns like the closets are glass based. The way you worded that. They're talking about going to see Rita again while making dinner, and August still doesn't want to go. I'm not writing quotes.
August threatens Jack with pepper, and he's like, just smack the plate out of his hand all the way across the room, and I'm in love with both of them. Thank you. I don't know why I love that.
So they do go to the diner Rena works at, and she obviously isn't happy about that. She drags him out by his ear, and to try and make it up for it, he offers to make her cupcakes. Didn't you make the cupcakes?
No, I still haven't. I think that's very fish-phobic because I just don't have any cocoa powder. That's the problem.
Dude, I have so much cocoa powder. You want me to ship you some? I'll put it.
Please.
I'll put it loose in the box with all your birthday presents.
Oh my god.
Like glitter, but it's cocoa powder.
Like a damn glitter bomb. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past you.
Yeah. August is pissed off that they actually went because he can't say no to Jack. I'm just thinking about how I would do that, and I'm gonna have to force myself not to do that now. God, August wants to go home, but Jack talks him into staying with him because it's the weekend and he doesn't want to be alone. And the fish thinks that neither one of them likes being alone, which makes sense since they've essentially been completely abandoned and let down by everyone but each other, which feeds into the unhealthy dynamic. But also why they actually learn to love each other healthily in the end. I love how you're going until you're doing like a full-on analysis of this book in the notes.
Yeah.
Who are you? What is this? Is this like?
It's because I had to stop and take breaks to write shit down so I could disconnect my emotions from it, and so my emotions weren't clouding it, so I could think clearly and rationally about what I'm reading and what's happening.
Wow.
I'm smart sometimes, okay?
You are a Virgo. So.
I'm actually really fucking smart. I just can't use my brain because my brain doesn't work properly and it pisses me off.
everything they learned about each other over the years, combined with their experiences, leads them to want better and to do better, especially with the support system they grew themselves. This is also why they're probably codependent as fuck. Because they individually deserve better, but they also want to be better in their relationship, so something like the toy factory doesn't happen again. You are not spitting bullshit. This, yeah. Did I mention I have a giant fucking pimple on the top of my nose, and it hurts so much every time I go to blow my nose, or, right, because, like, allergies. And it's so fucking annoying. Anyways.
I'm reading this quote. Fuck you. Jack took them to the woods. When they got out of the car, August put his hand on the back of Jack's neck and rubbed his thumb gently on the top of his spine. And then, like, I skipped some stuff, but, like always, August followed him because Jack walked off. And, like always, August followed him. I'm so fun. And then I put, there's this gift. I don't know where it came from, like, the photo shoot they had for the book, and it's the models, like, grabbing, yeah, you get it, it's the neck thing. Those are literally screenshots of a gift, by the way.
Yeah, I assume so. Jack is actually really smart and good with his hands. Move your goddamn cursor, I can't see. He likes tinkering and is thinking about going into engineering, which the fish finds endearing. Jack is sick and Carrie Ann is trying to blame August for it. And she's mad that Jack spent so much time with him. Jack is staying with August and is mad that Jack is in his bed. They end up sharing the bed anyways. A good old conversation about how gay they are.
This is the gayest thing I've ever done. No, it's not. Remember in 4th grade when Danny Saver let you? I will literally throw you out the window. What did Danny Saver let him do? And that haunts me. It haunts me.
They
Sorry,
just touched
I'm
tips.
fine.
They just touched tips. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god.
August comes home to Jack making red velvet cupcakes in an apron and boxers. Jack asks August if he remembers the game they used to play called The Two Kings. Jack often checks to see if his memories are real, and the more details August gives, the more it calms Jack down. We're introduced to them as kings. Jack's throne, Wicker and August wood. We get a flashback of them playing as kids, playing the game, and they go into the river even though August can't swim. He gets a bit overwhelmed and he steps back and trips on the rock, and the flashback ends. Kid in class insists he borrows his pen, and there's a note in it. It's not Jack's handwriting, so he doesn't know who it could be. Peter's waiting for him when he gets to the locker room. He asks about Jack, saying he's worried. Peter's mom is a psychologist, and something's happening to Jack, reminding him of his aunt. August hadn't noticed anything until after this conversation, and starts watching Jack more closely.
I'm reading this quote.
Okay.
No. I was just worried about something. Worried about me? Well, yeah. Oh. I like it. You can keep doing it if you like. Doing what? The staring or the worrying? Jack just smiled and impulse. Like, hey.
So they take the cupcakes to Rena at work, and she's mad at first. But they make up and they go hang out at her apartment. They go to the toy factory after they leave Rena's. There's still a lot of furniture in the opposite section of the factory, and Jack's stressed maybe they could take some of it for Rena. August doesn't really like this.
Don't talk about her. So let's see, like, that's still normal.
This is when Jack gives August the lighter, a Zippo, from the Fish's
because
Understanding.
Because there's a picture where they're sitting on the couch. This is my boy, so presumably Rena took it, and you can see the lighter and August's hand. And the way it's described and then in the picture is clearly a Zippo. Anyways, I literally want to buy a Zippo just because of this stupid book.
Okay. We get a rest of when August fell into the river, and we learn he almost drowned, but Jack pulled him out of the river.
Jack owned him in a way.
And was angry. Some quotes.
I'm reading this. It is important. for the
Uh-huh.
I can't. Oh my god. You can't die so stupidly. I need you. You're mine. August had been playing that moment in his head over and over for years. August had wanted to roll over for him, wanted to bare his neck, wanted to give himself up, so ferocious was his gratitude. As Jack's fingers trailed through his hair, he wrapped his Pokemon sweatshirt around August's shoulders. Something broke in August, or changed. He wasn't sure, but he had known then that he was important. He was valuable. He was Jack. Saving him was a debt August could never repay. There's certain ones I can pass over, but ones like that where it's important to understand their mind, their like August's headspace and stuff, I will not be passing over. Thank you.
Okay. I would like you to know the library here has 6 copies of Girls Are Thorn. I didn't bring my copy with me, so I was checking that. Moving on. Anyways, fellas, is it gay to tattoo your name under the first knob of your best friend's spine?
Is it? Like, I don't know.
There's a crosshatch on ribs. The fish is really obsessed with that part.
Pause. Can we talk about the fact that Jack literally fucking branded August? Like, he branded him. That's a form of branding. And that, like, I don't know why that hit me. Every once in a while I think about that, I'm like, he branded him. And I'm just like, pause! And I'm just like, I don't know why. Anyways, yeah, a crosshatch on my rib. Friday. Your place. And when my first tattoo is a crosshatch on my ribs, I think I'll be too far gone to ever come back from anything ever. You're not, I'm not done here.
Oh, okay.
August hadn't understood the weight of his closeness when he was getting his own tattoo done. He had been too busy shouting. August, Jack whispered. He laid very still with an undescribable look on his face. His eyes gently pressed shut. He would never forget the way this felt. Then, without thinking at all, he bowed his head against Jack's side and closed his eyes. Jack pushed his fingers through August's hair and gripped hard. That's pretty gay if you ask me, bae.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying my pictures?
Sure. After this, August started noticing Jack seeing things. Jack starts asking him if he's seeing whatever it is and brushes off when when August asks more questions. We jump back to the present.
I noticed a mistake in the audiobook, by the way. I thought that was interesting.
We jump back into the present.
I noticed a mistake. I'm sorry.
We jump back to the present with August in the hospital. They ask about when things with Jack shifted, but he could just say he just known. What the hell is this wording?
I don't know what happened there, babe.
Anyways, during a rugby game.
He just knew.
Anyways,
they wouldn't take.
Okay. Anyways, during a rugby game, Jack stopped in the middle of the field and then took off without a word. So yeah, kind of weird, my guy. They go to the woods after stopping by Rena's. Jack asks August if he likes her, and he realizes Jack is trying to set them up. Jack gets distracted by something, and August asks what he sees, and reluctant. I feel like you right now. Reluctantly, he tells him he's seeing a silver bird. This is when the hallucinations start picking up. And August is upset that Jack won't let him help. Jack is having a hard time keeping it together at school.
Shut your mouth.
No.
August was so frustrated that he wanted to push Jack against the tree and scream his rage at him, burn the whole world. Just shout until Jack cowered and his face turned red and he just fucking submitted. Fucking let him help.
Okay. Jack's having a hard time keeping it together at school, and this time Roger talks to August about Jack. August asks for more details about Jack's hallucinations while they smoke a blunt. That seems like a normal, smart thing to do when you're seeing hallucinations. He specifically mentions looking outside at school and sees some jellyfish in the sky, and admits it's getting worse.
Are you seeing things now? Yes. What? You!
Okay.
I'm sorry.
August goes to the twins' house and they gave him DSM-4 because it's 2002. The twins tell him that they won't tell about Jack unless someone gets hurt, and that includes Jack and August themselves. August bribes Jack with going to Rena's to get him to go to the woods. Before we see them at the river, August gets a haircut from his mother. One of the only things she can focus on it said that he used to have her cut it every week. But it was pretty long, showing that it's already taken a toll on August too.
I have it bookmarked, and I'm doing it.
Oh
I
my
don't
god!
I don't care
I'm
what
gonna
you
tune
say.
you out while you do this. Have fun.
I'm not reading the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
August is like, we have to tell somebody, and Jack is like, fuck you. Tomato, tomato, tomato. No. What did I just, anyways. Things get so much worse, Jack. You don't even know. I don't know. Jack exploded. You don't even know what it's like. It's not happening to you. It's happening to me. And that's why we're here. August interrupted. It is happening to me. I haven't slept in days with looking for answers and doing research and just fucking hell. Generally freaking the fuck out. You can't do this alone, Jack. And you shouldn't have to. I owe you. You don't owe me, Jack spat. You got this delusional sense of duty that has nothing to do with me, but you've wrapped around yourself like some kind of weird emotional security blanket. It's stupid. Why did you even drag me all the way out here to talk about this in the first place? It was like Jack had seized his heart and squeezed until it burst. It hurt so much he couldn't breathe. So he reached back and punched Jack in the face as hard as he could. Jack's stubble scraped against his skin. His bones were so close to the surface. This was so strange. August had never done this before. He'd never hurt him. This was awful. This was just more pain on top of pain. It would have been easier if Jack had punched him first. How could you say that? How could you? August roared. Jack looked startled and in pain, but still just as angry. Did you forget what happened here? Have I been bringing you here for nothing? August gestured with a wild sweep at the water. Did you forget what you said? What I said? What are you even talking about, August? Jack read his cheek. You said that I was yours, August shouted. You grabbed my arm and said I was yours. You might have forgotten, but I didn't. I can't. I couldn't go near water for weeks because I was fucking terrified afterward. I wouldn't be here if you hadn't taken me. You said that I was August. Jack was looking at him like he'd never seen him before. It's been too long for me to change or give that up, whether you believe in it or even care. August swallowed hard. He had never openly cried in front of anyone, and he wasn't planning to start now. He blinked hard and breathed until he was ready, and began again. This isn't just you, Jack. This is both of us. You're my best friend. And what you said, it was fucked up. But it's not stupid or a security blanket or any of that bullshit. It's real and it means something, or at least does to me. Jack stared at him. Is this what you wanted? Yeah. It made August very weak. This is what I thought we were. August shot back at him. The river was swelling from its bed, touching the side of his fingers, though neither of them had moved. Jack nodded, then looked down at the ground, muttering to himself as he tried to understand. Finally, after an eternity, he looked up at August and walked toward him with purpose. With no warning at all, he grabbed August's hair and wrenched back his head hard, ignoring the gasp that fell from August's lips. August closed his eyes. The pain was as bright and hot as the jarringly soft ones of Jack's forearms behind his head. Fine, Jack growled, inches away from his ear. This is your game, August. I'll play along letting you the rules. But don't you ever hit me again. Jack let go and August fell to his knees. The other boy didn't look back after he turned and walked away. As August listened to Jack trudge through the leaves and the rumble of his car as he started the engine, he idly wondered, does everyone have a friend like this? No, they don't. Not everyone has a homoerotic friendship. Excuse me. Also, the reason Jack wrenches Augustus head back like that so he can see into his eyes because we learn in the Golden Raven, which Rose is, phobic and doesn't want to do an episode on that. He wrenches.
30 pages long. We're not doing an episode on it.
He wrenches Augustus' head back so he can see into his eyes because he's like having a hallucination that he has a mask on his face, and that's the only way he could see Augustus' eyes is he pulled his head back like that because he wanted to see into his eyes. Anyways.
Okay. Gordy asks August to go to homecoming. August goes and hangs out with Roger. They do form a pretty good friendship. So it's basically everyone else totally sees that, like, totally August and Jack have some type of thing going on. But they're the only ones that won't admit it to themselves and each other. August asks Jack if it's hard pretending, ignoring it. Suggests he doesn't have to when it's just them. Jack talks about them now. It feels fun and cool until you think about what's really happening because Jack is actually seeing a whole other world. Yeah, it's crazy. They go to the town over and everyone does their own thing, leaving Jack and August alone. A joke about them feeling like they're on a date.
Yeah, they talk about some food and it's like snowing and people are ice skating and they're like, it's kind of like...
They go get Gordy from a bar and she's drunk. It's pretty intense. And August taking care of literally everyone but himself. They go to August's house, had dinner, and a giant sleepover. Jack brings back the idea that the hallucinations are real and they're trying to communicate with him. That's normal. Apparently, this makes...
Stop yourself. He fell asleep with Gordy curled around him on one side and Jack's head nestled in his stomach. No one said anything about it when they got up the next morning. I feel like this is important to me because, I think it's just, like, showing, like, TLDR, man's bisexual.
What? No way!
They don't say anything about it because they love him for him, and they don't care. They don't care, and that's what. Yeah. Am I reading too much of that? Probably, but I don't know.
Apparently, this makes okay, so they start trying to, like, explore his hallucinations, like the world of his hallucinations, and document it. One thing that's actually unsettling is some things in Jack's hallucinations, is that some of the things he's seeing actually exist, but he had absolutely zero knowledge about them beforehand. Gordy sees August tattoo and then asks if Jack would give her one too. That's... Just scrolls down.
You cut out for a second there. I got really scared. Is everything okay? Okay.
The hallucinations are starting to scare Jack. Jack...
Pause.
No!
Pause.
No!
Pause! This is my episode. I will literally walk my ass and fight you.
I'm gonna cut out halfway through, and I'm just gonna start playing Stardew Valley music or something. I don't know.
I will kill myself if you do that. August thought about Gordy lying under Jack. Imagine her replicating that Tim's silence that sometimes made his heart race if he thought about it for too long. He didn't like it. No, he wouldn't. I'm sorry. You're missing key points of, like, August and his sexuality. Not. Anyways. Thank you.
Bi erasure at its finest.
Yeah, you bitch! Why are you being biphobic?
Because I'm tired. Jack passes August a note of something he saw in the other world, a prophecy, if you will. Jack wants to try to save them, to go on the quest. He wants August to analyze and find out what to do. He eventually asks the twins and Marina to look at it too. August is really stressed. Dahlia is working in him more, which makes him nervous. And homecoming is in 2 days. He's also stressing, knowing Zach is alone too much. They get ready for homecoming together, and August ties Jack's bow tie. August's mom taught him how to dance. Jack and August basically stare at each other all night until Gordy asks if August wants to leave. Him and Gordy go home and bang. And he comes thinking about Jack because she pulled his hair. That's so normal. Fellas, is it gay to come thinking about your best friend because a girl pulled your hair? Because that's something that Jack does to him all the time. Yeah.
All counts. Question mark, exclamation point. Question mark, exclamation point.
Yep.
Just a question. That's totally normal. That's not gay. Like, I don't.
Yeah. The layer theory is more accurate as places in town lined up with certain places in the hallucinations. The big landmarks like the river being the same. August tells Jack, this is reminding me of the Upside Down in Stranger Things. The way that works, similar. Anyways, August tells Jack he gave the poem to the twins and he's very mad about it. Jack tells August he doesn't need him anymore and he'll handle it on his own and kicks him out of the car. And so August starts a fire in the woods.
He would pull them both out of the deep with his bare hands. It was the depth. It was the depth. The river. It was his religion now. And such a thing was worth more than the mountains and the sea. Thank you.
August walks to Jack's house. Your fucking name just going slowly down. And his mother actually answers the door. August is mean to her, and the fish would have been 10 times worse because what the fuck? Like, what the actual fuck? Jack isn't doing too well. He's in the corner, upset, and he tells August he was scared.
Why am I nervous that it's not
August says he won't ever leave him. That's fine. That's normal. When asking Rena about the prophecy, she suggests that they go to the hospital. And August says no. Jack wants to fulfill the prophecy. There is so much quote right here. I'm going to jump off a cliff.
Hush it.
We're not even halfway done.
There's 2 quotes, and then a paragraph of me like actually analyzing the fucking literature. Besides, you're playing one game. Why not add another? Do you think you can't handle it? What game? The one from when you were kids? Rena asked. You look suspicious. No, not really. Jack said vaguely. We're told for that one. This one is different. He couldn't. August. He couldn't even begin to think how to explain what had happened at the river earlier that year, much less illustrate the concept of games and what they had grown to mean. He thought about Jack's fingers on the back of his neck and tasted a bit of shame. It's okay, babe. It's okay. You'll figure it out, babe. Don't worry, you'll figure it out.
The way I forgot that Ancrum's first name is Kayla, it's so funny because of things. Nah, I'm gonna cut it out, but Bessie's name is Kayla, so I read Kayla's website. I'm like, wait, what? Her photography website?
Yeah, totally.
Anyways, as for games, the fish is not entirely sure, but on Ancrum's website, in the content warnings, it labels non-graphic BDSM, and typing out that section and actually thinking about it, I think that's what the new game is like. Mostly non-sexual dominance. BDSM isn't only actions, it's about headspace, and both Jack and August are both clearly very deep into a type of dom-sub dynamic, which adds another layer if you bring up Jack being the king and August the lionheart. Their whole dynamic is in Ouroboros feeding into itself constantly. I love how I was able to pronounce that right the first try. Wow. There's a few other instances later on that really highlight this too. Taking notes is benefiting me because it's taking me out of my head and disconnecting me from my emotions, leading me to analyze it deeper and in a more nuanced way. Wow!
I know.
That was all fish, but that was about me.
How do you feel about me using my brain?
Look at you go. When did I read this book? It was such a long time ago. It's like the beginning of our friendship.
Yeah, you should reread it. The audiobook's only 5 hours.
2022 is the last time I read it.
Yeah,
August 11th, almost exactly 2 years ago. I can't believe this came out when I was a senior in high school.
What year was it?
2017. Actually, because it was October, I think I was a freshman in college, technically. I think I was in my first semester of college when this came out.
Yeah, I was in 7th grade. That was a time.
Ugh. Jack asks August to write everything down if it starts getting too out of hand. There's something called the Raptor's Blue. And the way Jack describes it is it's like a star battery thing. It can fit in the palm of
That's
your
what it
hand,
is.
and it's so bright you can't look right at it. They tell Rena more about it and ask her for her opinion because she can be more protective, right? Because she's an outside opinion, and she's horrified.
You have to read the quotes for the little funny bit to make sense.
August's eyes were locked on Jack's hand, grasping Rena's. It made his stomach feel so ... Everywhere you go, everything is wilder around you. You brought the birds, but they're staying for her. I think it's a good omen. Okay, thruple D's. Okay.
That's so funny.
Jack is getting worse, and more of Delilah's runners are getting caught, which is pushing more onto August, which is stressing him out even more. They go to the toy factory talking about the Raptors Blue, and August asks what if they had it, why can't they just put it in there and go on with their lives? But they need a conduit.
Foreshadowing, Carrie. You gotta talk about that one.
Jack coughed, then went to scratch the side of his head. Do you want to know? Do you want to know how I see you? I see you the same. I don't think you will ever change. It doesn't matter if you were wearing colors or dressed like this. You're always just you. They're at Rena's, and Jack breaks the fact they have to go on a trip to get their Raptors Blue. He just has a gut feeling about where it is. August jokingly asks if Rena will do his makeup too.
I with them.
She leaves to go to work, and before she does, she kisses them both goodbye. Fellas, is it okay to call your best friend a marvelous creature and reach out to brush his neck with your finger? Jack turns around and catches him by the hand, hurting August a little.
He's forgotten his place. Sometimes I don't understand you, August. You're very bold. August swallowed, but didn't look away. And I said, that's so to book coded.
I love how you pronounce that sometimes. That's a fish's book. August asked his mom for permission, even though it wouldn't have bothered her anyways. They're going to Iowa. Ew! For the Raptors Blue. Corn.
Why did you say ew? I have a friend from Iowa.
Ew.
Yeah.
August is like, what the fuck? Because it's 2 states away. Also, it's winter break right now, right before Christmas. August is rightfully bitching and mentions breakfast. And what do you know? I guess he brought food.
Peanut butter and banana, wheat bread, no crust. Go wild! He didn't even bother to look at Jack as he snatched the bag petulantly. He knew the son of a bitch was grinning fondly at him or something. I'm in love with him. Grinning fondly at him.
We learned that Jack and Carrie Ann broke up after homecoming.
You forgot the Crackle Barrel conversation.
I don't care about the Crackle Barrel.
Crackle Barrel. The Cracker Barrel.
Shut up or I'll start repeating the word museum constantly.
Oh my god. You said almond weird earlier too.
Almond!
Anyways.
I'm sorry. Almond milk is the right way you say it weird. Almond.
There you go. You're so quiet.
That's so weird. August starts panicking while driving, realizing how scary and fucked up everything is. He wakes Jack up, but is too embarrassed to tell him he was scared.
I'm not crying. Jack started gripping the back of August's neck firmly in his hand. The tension instantly bled from onto his bones, and he breathed out softly.
Sorry, I just laughed at the meme right below this section. Apparently, while the fish was writing this, their neck hurt, so they were like, can you do that to me right now? They share a bed when they stop at a motel. Here's the thing, bae. If you know you're going on a trip, wouldn't you bring clothes I can sleep in? Also, there was only one bed. Only one bed.
August turned on the bed and started shoving his legs back into the sheets. Are you telling me bae slept in his underwear next to his best friend? I didn't care about y'all, but personally I wouldn't do that. Side-eye emoji.
Yeah. They trespassed on a farmer's property, and the raptor's blue is in a well. And when Jack shows August, it's just a rock. There's a funny meme. I'm not gonna add it to the video because that's so much work, and I hate doing that.
Just explain it.
It's Percy Jackson picking up the pen that's the sword for the first time, and it being like, "This is a pen," but instead it's him saying, "This is a rock. This is a rock." In that horrible movie. That horrible movie.
Listen, it's good if you don't think about it as adaptation.
The first one's okay. The first one's okay if you don't think about it in terms of adaptation. The second one sucks ass all around. Okay.
Real. The first one is so cunty. I don't care.
Okay. I do like the scene where he like uses the water from the water tower when fighting Luke. I did like that part. I get that they probably used that to like have a cooler end fight scene. Also, like, they aged up the kids way too much in that movie, and listen, we're not going into it. We're not going into it. This is not the Percy Jackson episode.
I am Logan Learman, Percy Jackson, right actor, wrong time truther. That was, what the fuck did I even just say? Anyways.
I don't know. This is the beginning of August's disillusionment with the whole situation, also bringing back some of the objects in Jack's world. Having real life counterparts, the well actually has a bismuth deposit inside of it, which the farmer finds after realizing someone trespassed on his property. I love how you research this. It's a brittle metal with a dark silver pink hue, often with an iridescent oxide tarnish, showing many colors from yellow to blue. Yeah, it looks like it looks very cool. I recommend you look up pictures of it because it's really, really cool. If you're happening to still be fucking listening to this bullshit, it's really, really cool.
Yeah. I told you I fucking like shit.
Okay. Jack Dad
coming
home for Christmas. ... They go running in a field. Some cute shit.
Shiner, out of your cage. August just laughed. Jack slammed down hard with a strong hand on his back. Oh, so it was like that. He resisted for longer than a moment, but it was just resistance, not rebellion. You're crushing me, sire, August said with as much sass as he could manage. He panted loud and hot into the grit. I'm so normal! Thank you.
Are you sure about that? I'm very happy because I just realized we're over halfway through now. Thank God. It's Christmas. August's mom is up and feeling good. She asks about Jack, and August calls and learns that his dad didn't show up. So he brings Jack home and promises that if he ever sees Jack's dad again, he's going to rock his shit. August's mom always gives Jack presents even though they can't really afford it. That's so sweet. School time is back again, and August hooks up with Gordy in the bathroom. The emoji you used, same. You, like, girl, you know how many, you're gonna get such a yeast infection from that. Like, that shit's not.
And he didn't even wash his hands. He just wipes his hands on his fucking jeans and walks around with his hands smelling like pussy for the rest of the day. Like, I love you, August, but what the fuck?
Ew. You know how many, like, papers he probably turned in after that? Ew. Ew. Men are gross. August is making lasagna at Jack's house.
I wish you could have lived here with me. It was almost a whisper. August washed his hands in the sink and dried them roughly with a dish towel. I can't. You know I can't. My mom, I know. It was just a wish, August. Jack finally moved from his spot near the door. He sat down at the kitchen table and held his hands in his hands. Why won't they come back? But also Earth's eyes. Oh, but it was for the 12-year-old man. I'm normal about these two things right here.
I was like, while you were reading that off, I did glimpse at the next page, and I'm going to throw myself off the cliff with how many quotes are on it.
I'm sorry.
I'm not letting you take notes ever again. I say is 99% of the time you're better at taking notes than me. It's just because this is your hyperfixation, obsessive book. So it's, yeah.
It's not just my hyperfixation. It's literally like as close as we're ever gonna get to me personified as like a different object.
Yes, you, a non-binary lesbian, talking about two bisexual men.
Listen. They go to the river, and Jack asks August one of the two important questions. What would you do for me? And then I quoted Sleep Token lyrics from Descending.
I'm not letting you. No. Delilah got arrested. Yay! The principal questions of August, and please go through his locker, but he's clean. He literally just walks out of school and starts a fire in the woods to calm down. That's very normal. Jack and August get into a fight about the dealing situation while they're at Rena's.
This quote is, listen, I'm reading it because I see there's quotes that are like, yeah, I relate to, but this one is something completely different. I feel very vulnerable in this episode because, well, yeah, you're just fucking hell, August. You know what I mean. He gestures wildly. On the outside, you're like pristine and neat, and you used to get a haircut every week for Christ's sake. But on the inside, you're not the same. That orderliness isn't there. I mean, at least you can tell from the outside that I'm that shit. At least it's not a fucking surprise. You're all complex, and you act like something is itching to crawl out of your skin. August just stared at him. Something bad, Jack finished, looking absolutely rough. I'm fine! I'm normal, and I feel perfectly fine!
I don't know if I believe that. They didn't speak for a week. August broke first. I read that August broke his fist. Why is my brain like this? Having become too worried about Jack being alone for so long.
I'm reading this one too. I don't care. Listen, no, you have to understand. I need people to understand their fucking gunning.
My mom was right. My queerness sent me to hell, and this is it.
His throat was swelling with something. Embarrassment? No, it was shame. He could feel his cheeks getting hot. Come here, Jack said. August stood up and went to him. On the floor, Jack corrected him. I'm not going to look up at you. On your knees! August sank down slowly until his knees hit the linoleum. He closed his eyes. Jack was looking at him. He could feel it. This is your game, August. You asked for it. And we aren't finished playing because you haven't asked to stop. I hope you know I cut a lot of shit out in the middle of this quote. You're welcome. I'm sorry I made you angry. But don't you ever run away from me. You shouldn't abandon your king. It's dishonorable. Unchivalrous. Cowardly. You can't leave me behind. The Wicker King hissed, and he was right. August couldn't leave him behind. Are you sorry? He nodded. He was sorry. Jack crawled out of his chair and kneeled on the floor in front of him, but it no longer felt right for them to be on the same level. August felt himself my brain, please work on my cry. August felt himself bowing lower and lower until his forehead touched the floor. The reason I wanted to read this part, because besides the fact it makes me want to stab myself with the scissors I'm playing with, yeah, ha ha, lesbian playing with scissors, ha ha, is the fact, I don't think the shame is only from the quote-unquote games they're playing. It is him grappling with his sexuality, but also it is a clear description of the games, the BDSM, you know? So it's not only them playing the game, it's, like I said, it's like him grappling with his sexuality.
Very gay. Imagine if, this fucking computer let us record one giant clip. Imagine. It cut out when I was saying Gordy is planning to ask August out again, and he turns her down, which makes her upset because he used her. Ladies, don't let men bang you in the public restroom in the high school, because that's how you get.
Especially when they're obviously in love with their male best friend. I mean, yes, they're both bisexual, but everyone knows they're in love with each other, especially this girl named Gordy right here. She knows, because she says, and you know the best thing about it? I've always known you were like that, and I loved you in spite of it. I thought maybe I could give him what he needs, even though I'm not the one he truly wants. But August stopped listening. What did she even mean by that? There was no other girl he wanted. The
Yeah.
closet is glass. It's glass. Okay?
Oh, we're at my favorite part. Oh my god, you made me a beautiful picture. I am putting this in the episode. I will go
I'm
through the trouble
so
of putting
excited
this.
for you to see it. I'm so excited. I made that just for you.
Oh my god, that photo of me is from such a long time ago. That's like 3 years old. Oh my god. I love how you still have that photo.
Yeah.
I definitely don't have those
I'm
headphones.
so sure that bitch.
So it's my favorite scene, which is the ice cream sucking. Here comes the bisexual times bubblegum ice creams times rugby pipeline. Jack Rossi, bisexual, likes bubblegum ice cream, plays rugby. Sorry, I just read 2 lines later. Oof. Nick Nelson, bisexual, likes bubblegum ice cream, plays rugby. Rose Lillian Reeds, of Fish and Flower podcast fame. That's what made me laugh. Bisexual, likes bubblegum ice cream. Did once almost play rugby in college because the girl she liked was on the rugby team, and she kept on trying to make Rose join, and she almost did it. If COVID didn't happen, she probably would have been on a rugby team in college.
That's gay.
I know. Anyways, there's a great photo of me. I will put it on the Threads account as well when the episode goes up. Because I'm going to save this on my phone and put it in my favorites. I do not care. August
It's art. This is the best thing ever.
It really is. August sees Carrie Ann and Gordy talking shit in the library. He talks to Rena about it because it freaks him out. I really think I also need this photo for merch. I need this as a crop top as well. I'm just saying.
I'm reading this one.
I forgot to tell you. So there's a hilarious context for the people. The fish was trying to ask a word, how to describe a certain way of sitting, right?
Oh my god. Oh
for
my god.
writing purposes. And so to try to explain it, they drew a horrible stick figure. It's the Ariana Grande sitting on that stool, you know the one. So it's this in black background, white horrible stick drawing, right? And I made a joke on Sunday, 2 days ago, that I wanted it as merch. I could easily embroider it on a black crop top, and they said I want it too. Literally 2 hours later, I was in Walmart, and we had to pass the women's clothing section, and there were the perfect crop tops for it, and I almost did it. If they weren't $12 a piece, I would have done it.
That's reasonably priced for Walmart. Anyway, you're bad for girls, August. You're so pretty and smart and devastatingly mysterious. You think I'm pretty? I'm in love with him. The only men ever, August, Jack, the entirety of Sleep Token, and Nick Nelson. The only men ever. Thank you.
Our French boy.
Listen. We back up.
We make that joke too much. Jack realizes August has lost weight and tells him he needs to eat. August says he does. He's just stressed. Later that night, Rena comes home from work, and Jack and August are cuddling, and Jack is asleep. She kisses Jack on the cheek, but she kisses August full on because he's awake. Jack and August have a conversation about if August might start dating Rena.
Pause.
Continue.
Are you going to start dating her if that's what she wants? Is that what you want? August shot back, laughing under his breath. He's been kidding. He hadn't noticed Jack's clench like he'd been slapped. His back to his king was broad and vulnerable. Do what you want. You know who you belong to. If the look on his face was anything to go by, Jack clearly regretted his words the moment they fell out of his mouth. Fellas, is it gay to tell your best friend to do what they want, but they know who they belong to?
Yes.
Yeah.
August and Rena start hooking up. They have a conversation that essentially Rena telling August that she knows he likes her, but she knows that she's not exactly what he wants, and it's okay.
I won't read all this, but I'll pick out a couple lines. Is that okay?
Sure, go for it.
You are a world-class liar, August Bateman. every inch of you craves things you can't afford or don't feel like you're allowed to have. First off, your world class liar August statement lives written free in my head. He's like, why are you being so fake? Just tell me. I don't understand. He's like, I don't want anything from you. I don't want anything from you. You were breaking your heart, and the only thing that helped is watching you be happy. And I know that, and I'm okay with it. I've known it from the beginning. That's the entire reason you're here. August understood all those words, all those sentences separately, but they made no sense together. Why is this so confusing for you? She asked. What is wrong with you? It's okay, August. It's okay. I understand. I said, Could you read it?
TLDR, the closet is Glass Bay. Jack stumbles in after this, slightly embarrassed to see them post-fuck. Yeah? He doesn't think it's right for him to be able to go to see August like this.
Also, Rita's tits are just out.
And we get the whole next bit from his POV in The Legend of the Golden Raven, but Rose, no, so no Golden Raven episode.
Why
It's
you know
30 pages! We're not doing an episode on a 30-page short story that is a spin-off of another book. No. Jack is upset and he doesn't feel good and his head hurts. He gets into bed with him and goes to sleep. And Rena and August talk about Jack while she gets dressed for work.
You love him. It wasn't said like a question. I'm responsible for him. I own him. I owe him. Knowing that he's okay is important to me. More important than anything else right now. I know you probably don't want to hear this, but I don't think that's healthy. Probably not. He's aware. They're aware that this isn't. August is aware that this is fucked up. Anyway.
August stops by Jack's house because Jack left something he needed, and he rocks Jack's dad's shit. We are throwing a party, and because of this, Jack is moving in.
Pause! What did he do? I fulfilled a promise. There was a moment as Jack figured out what that meant. Finally, the Wicker King rose and crossed the room. August sank to his knees before him. His fists were still tight and angry, ready on his side. Well done. It echoed in his bones like it had been spoken by a giant, spoken by God. Nothing could replace the glory of the Wicker King's favor. The peace of returning from defending his honor. The phrases that ran through his mind were archaic and ridiculous and urgent and more real than anything he'd ever known. August tilted his head to brush his lips against his king's hand, reaffirming his loyalty. Look at you. August opened his eyes, and it was just Jack again, a boy without his crown, staring down at him in something like wonder and something like fear. Killing myself. Sorry.
We get Rena and August being cute together. Roger is texting August a lot to check on them. Jack catches August making a fire in the woods, and he's disappointed. August feels bad because Jack's disappointed in him. On the way out of the woods, Jack has a very scary hallucination, and they start running. August falls, and Jack does parkour! Parkour! To get him back up, they go to Rena's to calm down. Jack thinks they're running out of time to complete the quest. Rena tells August she won't let them come back until they get Jack help. Obviously, that's not going to happen, so August accepts what she's saying, and they leave.
I think you're doing your best, but your best isn't good enough sometimes.
Okay. You sound like my mom. Jack tells August that they have to use fire as a conduit to jumpstart their Raptor's glue.
Don't ever tell me that I sound like your mother ever again.
And water as a way for August to potentially interact with the world. I would like you to know your voice does sound slightly similar to my mother's.
Do you want me to kill myself?
And it's so funny because you live in, like, you should have a Texan accent, but you don't.
I do sometimes, like, when I get, like, excited or, like, upset or when I'm just talking.
Y'all.
Yeah.
But you
At least I don't say shower like my brother.
Okay. But yeah, no, sometimes your voice sounds very similar to my mom's, and I would like you to know that. I also have a voice similar to my mom's, so, you know, There's a funny story of when my mom started dating her boyfriend. At one point, he called the house to ask her something, and I picked up the phone because she wasn't home. Yeah, and he assumed I was my mom because I sound so similar to her on the phone that he goes, "Hey, babe." I'm like, "It's Rose." He's like, "Fuck." So now whenever he calls the house, and it's either me or Bob, he's all like, "You Rose?" Because he's gotta make sure that which one it is. Yep, that's a funny story for you.
They have stories about you. Sorry. We didn't finish the part I was speaking. So you didn't finish the paragraph.
I know. August agrees to let Jack drown him. August has a panic attack at school and gets in trouble for burning a book in their parking lot. They drown August's bathtub. He survives, and it doesn't work.
They have stories about you. Songs. They call you the Raven, the Golden Bird, the King's Lionheart.
I'm still not doing that episode.
The street. Men talk about you over their fires. It's written all over the wall. They love you. They love you, and you can't even see them. My Lionheart. Can you imagine?
They go to school the next day as if nothing happened.
Yeah.
Alex brings August blueberry muffins because she's worried about him. August goes to see Rita and she tells him that she isn't going to let them come over anymore because she doesn't want to enable them. He promises that they'll come back and it'll be different. It's picture day, which August forgot about, and while August is getting his picture taken, Jack is feeling up the wall and is a little lost in line because the visions have taken over so much, and it's very distressing. August comes home late because he had detention, and when he gets there, Jack is in the bathroom in severe distress and screaming because of how drastically his visions are changing.
We can't live this way, Jack. We have to tell someone. We're just kids. Another Santa reference.
Yeah. They agreed to use fire.
I'm reading this one. I don't care.
Oh my god. We're so close to the end. Go for it. Hi, Stella.
You kept that letter I gave you? All this time you didn't lose it? Yeah. Jack laughed. How romantic. My knight in shining fucking armor. August's cheeks burned. It's not that big of a deal. It's just a lighter, he mumbled. Jack gazed at him for a moment. Is anything just anything? After all these months, even dressed in my colors, even with my favor at your feet, even as the sky falls, the only thing I can hear beside your voice is the scream of the dying and the thundering of horses. You remember to keep it when you couldn't even remember to eat. It's a lighter. Yeah, lives also everything. Jack grinned. We've had our conduit all along. You burn things all the time these days, Jack said softly. Would you burn for me? You already know I'll do it, August said. You already know. You fucking know. I'm fine!
August burns down the toy factory and gets second-degree burns on his hands. They get arrested and are in a holding cell for a while. The cell gets pretty full, and eventually Jack lays his head in August's lap, and they get called slurs, presumably. Then August sings him You Are My Sunshine, which is Jack's favorite song.
Then what is the nature of your relationship? I know you were living together at the time of the incident. We're not dating, if that's what you're asking. August sighed. We're just friends, I think. You think? We're just friends, I think. We're not dating. We're just friends, I think. I'm sorry, what?
The twins told them, which made things move pretty quickly, and they both got sentenced to 16 months in the ward. They have to be kept away from each other.
He had failed. He had failed in every possible way with every possible choice he had ever made. Me too, babe. I'm fine. I'm so fine. Jack was still crazy. He was alone, and he was in a prison of his own design. Me too, babe. The embarrassment and the regret were choking him from the inside out, and all of a sudden he was screaming, Me too, babe.
Like all terrible things he got used to. It just some ward life feelings for a while. If you know, you know. He learns that Jack is being kept in the same facility at different ends. That does not seem smart, but...
They're in a small town in fucking, what is it, Michigan? You really think they're going to send them that far apart? There's probably only so many facilities and so many mile wide radius, and they're not going to send them that far. You really think they're going to pay to send them that far? And then this facility probably houses people like this all the time. So, you know.
A psychologist basically says they're codependent, and then the fish wrote down the definition of codependent, adjective of or pertaining to a relationship in which one person is physically or psychologically, God, I can't read apparently, addicted as to alcohol or gambling, and the other person is psychologically dependent on the first in an unhealthy way.
Does that sound familiar? The psychologist asked him. His shrink was a young man this time. August laughed. Yeah, it does. What are you going to do about it? I like it just the way it is. What are you going to do? I'm in love with him.
Another new psychologist, and she actually uses her brain. She sets up little meetings for Jack and August, even though it puts her at risk. Jack gives her a note to give to August.
They send word on the wing of a bird that faces are my currency. Until I'm paid in full, they may as well send nothing. August blushed. It was obscene. That's not the full thing, by the way. You're welcome. That's just my favorite line.
Okay. They see each other in the hallway. The fish freaks out. She asks August how it felt to see Jack after so long.
I'm reading this. A lot of things. I was desperate to be alone with him, so the orderlies and the other patients would stop staring at us. Desperate for time to talk to him. I felt like I wanted to simultaneously crawl inside his skin and pull him so close that we fused together. May I ask you something? Had you ever felt like this before your stay here? No, not like that. It was never like that. Can't relate, babe, but go off, I guess. Will the pain stop if we go?
No, shut up.
So that's just wrong. I want to go in the roll, so ever go. Follow me between the jaws of the face like I haven't seen myself at once. Are you in pain like I am? Bore by sleep token, my beloved. Thank you.
I'm going to cut all of that out.
Wow.
Yep.
Fishphobic, yes.
Cut out all the sleep token. Jack had left a date and time for August to come and see him in the letter. They're nervous at first because it's been a while. Jack gets grabs August by the back of his hair, and August sticks his hand under Jack's shirt to feel the crosshatch. That's totally straight. That's so straight.
Yeah, so he could brush his thumb against the crosshatch on Jack's ribs, the wicker that he'd unwittingly etched into Jack's skin. I miss the way you fucking smell, Jack admitted. The closet is fucking glass, man. Like, that's so gay. Like, I love you. Like, that's so gay. I'm reading this one too. I'm sorry. Like, I can't. I have to.
Okay. August is confined to his room for 3 weeks, and when he gets out, he goes and sees a psychologist. Basically, this giant quote that I'm not letting you fucking read is...
I have to. It's one of the main fucking quotes in this fucking book. That's like one of the big deal ones. Okay.
Can't I do just like a summary of it? Like.
No. Because I can't, like, I don't know how to explain this to you. Like, I really can't. Why? August shouted. Why do I always have to be the responsible one? Jack is actually ill. Instead of letting him lead you, why don't you step up and lead him? I don't want to. I like following him. Following orders. Doing whatever he wants. It feels good. It feels so fucking good. Why do you think that is? I know what to do with myself when he tells me what to do. He is my king. When you lock me away from him, it hurts us. It hurts me. You need to calm down. No. I'm finished fucking being calm. I've been explaining this for months. No one ever fucking listened. I've never known a time when he wasn't there to lead. That's why I burned down the toy factory. That is why I let him practically drown me. Because it was worth it. It's so fucking simple. Why can't any of you get into your fucking heads? He's my only constant. My fixed point.
Okay, so the main revelation of the book is this whole time Jack had a tumor. When August learns this, he is very mad at himself and very upset. Jack has surgery to remove the tumor. Everything's gonna be fine. Once he's healed up and out of the hospital, actual hospital, he'll be able to go home because they're able to note that hey, this is the fucking reason why. So basically he's gonna be set loose, and August is gonna be on his own in the asylum, which is great. Yep. Because Jack went through the fur river. Yeah, I already said that. They let Jack see August the night before he's supposed to leave.
You better shut your mouth.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to be part of this world that doesn't even exist anymore. I'm always going to look at you, and at one point, it was just a game. At the river, it was supposed to be a game. But now I can't stop. I never could. I'm always going to want to be at your heels, fighting for you, hurting myself because you tell me to. It's fucked up, and I'm fucked up now, too. You're so stupid, August. You're so stupid, and I love you so much. It's just true. It always has been, in this world and in the next. They could take everything away and leave us with nothing, and I would still love you. Do they still sing songs of my victory? August choked. They do, and no crescendo beacons to the farthest reaches with every new breath of life that forms in a world without darkness that came at the price of your hands and your mind.
I would like everyone to know I went to see how much, there's 21 pages in this, but there's nothing on page 21. We're on the last page. We're so close. Everybody clap. We did it, and it's gonna be under 2 hours long. Can you fucking...
The other one was born. You're welcome.
August is crying at this point, and Jack has never seen August cry. And Jack kisses him. I assume you want to read this.
Yeah. He didn't know he could have this. I cut a little out. Kissed him with the weight of knowing the price of risk. Then he gazed back at August like his heart was already breaking. It was the same face Jack had made on the roof in the middle of the night, when they rolled in the grass, when he sat back with August's blood and ink on his hands, when his face was lit orange with flames, when he opened the door to Rena's room, when he stared across the gym at the homecoming dance, when he pulled him from the river and breathed life back into him. Jack had been waiting. He'd been trying. He was scared. How long? He had to know. August, please. How long have you been waiting for me? Jack closed his eyes in despair. It had been before all of this then. Maybe even earlier. I'm right here, he said. I've always been right here. The sound Jack made was so quiet and desperately lonely. So August closed the last inch between them and answered it. He ate up the noises Jack made, sweet and lush as they were, and tasted the rest of their lives. When we are free and have healed from this, will you stay? He asked. Will you stay with me? I'll be back for you. I always will. I'm gonna do something drastic. Just thought you should know.
I love that for you. Before they let him out, they gave him his mail, a letter from Roger, which is just an update on the friend group, really, and one from Rena telling him to come home. Jack comes back for him when he's released. And then the fish decided to read the author's note, which I haven't done since, the first time they read it, and she literally said, an Ouroboros eating while being eaten. You know, the thing the fish said, 10, 20 pages ago?
Yeah.
Wild,
when I read that, I was like I grasped my pearls.
Basically, this is a story of two people who do not have anybody else in their lives, being codependent as fuck. One of them being willing to follow the other one, because he's so used to having to be in control of everything, that he can be to use a BDSM allegory that we've been using this whole time, the sub in the relationship, and go for anything, even when the other one starts having hallucinations that are fucking wild. And that's the book. Book has been read. Book has been done. Episode is done.
I've read this book 12 times now. 11, 12 times. Just now.
I can finally get out of this goddamn chair. And reposition. And move my laundry to the dryer. That's something I should actually really do. and figure out where Stella went. She came down. Oh, she's on my pillow. Oh, hi, baby. She's staring at me very intently.
I just cried. Are you proud of me? Oh, I teared up. You
I'm
got
so
choked up.
proud. I'm so proud. Do you want to come over and pet cats?
I have a kitty in my bed right now, but I would like to pet different cats. But also, this book means so fucking much to me that I can't even fucking describe it. I'm like,
Be a normal person for 5 seconds about this book challenge. They lose every time. The be normal about this book for 5 seconds challenge. You lose every time.
Listen, if this book didn't exist, I wouldn't be the person I am now. I'm so serious about that, and I think
I would like to note to everyone, the whole reason why you read this the first time is because of me.
It was on my TBR, but you found it totally legally correctly for me.
Yes, because there's an issue of like ebook version with because there's photos and graphics and whatnot. And also the way the page colors change as it goes on. Right? Yeah. So it's difficult to get a copy, an ebook copy. And I managed to do that for the fish in like the first 2 months of our friendship.
Yeah. Anyway,
didn't I read this in a for your birthday, for your birthday? I read it for your birthday that year, in which I think it was the first time I did 24-hour reading sprints or something like that. And that was the first book I read during them, and you like came on the sprints for a period of time.
Yeah.
A wild time.
I want to thank Kate Ancrum for existing and following me on Twitter and writing this book. And once again, thank her for writing this book, because
thank you, Rose, for being here for this whole experience and not playing Stardew Valley.
Because that made me really sad last time. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The urge to click Stardew Valley right now.
We're not playing Stardew Valley. I got shit to do.
Damn. I'm sorry. You don't want to give quartz to your purple-haired girlfriend while I make it so we survive, so we can pay our mortgage?
I was gonna make a joke about Christmas, but I don't. That's not what I was.
And like all you and decorate your fucking house while I'm like making it so like we exist.
If I try to fish and then I cry the whole time.
You do pet the animals. I'll give you that. You pet our chickens and sometimes help me water.
Yeah. I love this book more than I love most things, and that says a lot, because I feel like I love things too much.
Alright, do you have anything else to say for this episode? Or can I close it off?
You can close it off.
Okay. Episode over. Thing, stuff. Promoting! New episodes every Friday. The rest of the month is going to be books that have to do with the fish in some way or another. Whether that be Murder Mermaids 2.0. A movie they really like that I'll finally fucking watch. Or a bisexual book they recommended to me before we were really even friends. I think that's why they slid into the DMs to recommend that book to me. And that's how we became friends. That's so funny.
Well, I showed up to your reading script. I think, no, you're on somebody else's script. And then I showed up to your script.
Yeah, but like we started talking on the regular because I mentioned that I was doing for Pride Month a reading vlog, but I didn't know any bi books to read, and you happened to have recently read Girls Up Authority. You're like, hey, this one, so you slid into the DMs and messaged it to me.
Yeah.
Wild.
And I kept talking to you.
I'm just that great, you know? Anyways, my eyes are swelling up from allergies because I'm allergic to cats. I'm fine. I do feel like I have to sneeze this whole time. And so, I'm leaving that off here. Sometimes somebody posts on the Instagram for the podcast. At least once a week, somebody does post on the threads for the podcast.
I'm
Links
sorry.
below for all the things, other stuff and stuff.
Honestly, I'm just going through it. I can't handle none of this shit.
I know, that's why I run everything. Watch a fork
I'm just here
vlog.
to be pretty. I'm here to be pretty and funny.
I love that for you. Watch a fork vlog, because apparently everybody else has.
I'm not everybody else. I'm too cool to be everybody else.
I know,
In
I can't
fact,
believe
I'm
you
very
haven't seen my most popular video by I think almost 10 times my second most popular video.
You haven't watched my most popular video either, so.
Yeah, well, that's because it's a music thing, and I would like to remind you, unless if it's a deep dive about the music in House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones, I don't really care. And that should explain, that we are very different people in some ways.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? What else? Closing off things. Episode done. Do you have anything else to say?
No.
Thank you.
No.